Recording live from the Northeast Georgia Business RadioX studio, it's Chamber Chatter with the Girls, the official podcast of the Barrow County Chamber of Commerce, presented by All County Electric. Quality detail guaranteed. Vicki, Lydia, take it away.
Well, hello, Darlene. Thanks for coming in today.
Well, thank you, Vicki and Lydia. I'm glad to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Our special guest today is Darlene Carey, and I have always said it wrong. I know it, but I'm not going to say it wrong today, Darlene. She is from the Fox and the Farmhouse.
Yes, that was perfect, Vicki.
Wasn't
Thank
it?
you.
I think it's the first time I've ever said it right.
All right.
Gosh. So you wear a lot of hats.
I do. I really do. Every day is always a different day, but we absolutely love what we do.
Good. So not only do you own the Fox and the Farmhouse, Darlene's laughing at me. There is a story behind that.
Yes, let's not go there today.
Okay, we won't. But you were just newly elected. You'll be going on to the Board of Education for Barrow County School District.
Yes, ma'am, for District 6. Yes,
For
ma'am.
District 6. And what else do you have going on?
Oh, my gracious. A little bit of everything. So the Fox and the Farmhouse, especially in the community. So I am an ambassador for the chamber.
Yes, wonderful. Ambassador.
Right. And as you'd mentioned, getting ready to go on the Board of Education for Barrow County, but also just involved in a lot of the businesses networking around town. I think that's important. Also a member of the Barrow Area Rotary Club, which is also important. And one of the things that I think is worth mentioning is every Tuesday morning we do have a breakfast in town, downtown, with just a lot of the business owners. And it really is just kind of a great time to meet and greet and really extend that networking for the community, for the business community. So I think that's a great thing.
And I agree. It is a really great thing. Tell us a little bit about this fabulous Fox and Farmhouse.
All right.
I have been there, and if you guys have not been there, oh my golly.
I need to go.
Don't walk, run. It's fabulous.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and start with kind of a little plug-in. So we live in downtown Winder, and just a few blocks from the actual downtown. We are right across the street from the new Winder Legacy Park, which is amazing. And so I guess certainly do enjoy that. But we live it's about a 5,200 square foot old farmhouse. It's 118 years old. So we have 5 suites that we rent out. I mean, the house itself has about 8 bedrooms. 3 of those we certainly utilize for our private use, but we rent out 5 suites available throughout the house. We have 3 that are upstairs in the main farmhouse, and then we have 2 suites that are located behind the farmhouse in what we call the carriage house. And so each room has a queen-size bed. There is a suite that has a king-size bed. So they all have little kitchenettes for anyone that's, traveling, whether it be family. They're here for UGA games, go dogs.
Go dogs.
Yeah, weddings,
Oh my
you
gosh.
name it. And a lot of times, actually, we get a lot of family members that are located here in town that are visiting their grandchildren or just family in general, and they want someplace to kind of just go and relax and enjoy the evening. And so we have those as well. And believe it or not, we actually have quite a few people that are in town, Barrow County, Jackson County, surrounding counties, that come for staycations, just come for the weekend to get away.
I was
love
going to
that.
mention that because I know of several people that have stayed, and that's so cool.
It is, and you just relax because, a lot of times, and matter of fact, I had one of the guests that did a staycation, and although you can drive for 4 or 5 hours to get away, coming back, well, it's another 4 or 5 hours to get home. And this way, when it's local, you have all the amenities, you can relax, and you don't have to worry about the travel going home. So essentially, it's the same thing, it's just closer to home.
Yes. And they can walk to town. They can eat. They can shop. There's a new distillery opening up. I mean,
Yes.
there's so much that they can do and not have to get into their car, which
is great. It really is. And so all the suites, we have information on where you can eat, where you can shop, restaurants in town. We have that available in every suite. We also send that to them. So when they're booking a stay with us, they get that information already so they can kind of plan what their weekend or their evening is going to look like if they don't already have plans.
that's great. I mean, this place is sensational.
Sounds
You haven't-
wonderful.
You
I
haven't seen it yet, Lydia?
Well, now that I have not seen the inside.
Okay.
I haven't had that pleasure, but I do know where it is when she was describing. And it's just a great location because you can walk right there to the wonderful restaurants that we have downtown, just
Yes.
a couple blocks over, in the park right across the street.
But the decorating that she has done is...
Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Gosh, I mean, you want to stay in every room. Doesn't matter if it's the living room. You want to stay there. You want to stay in every room. It is just, you've done a marvelous
Well, I appreciate
job.
that. We had a chamber event there, and we also, every year, we have the annual Christmas party open house, kind of like a tour
Yes.
to go
Ooh,
through
I
all
can't
the
wait for
suites.
that.
Yeah, that's coming up. But one of the hosts, or actually guests that had come, said once they walked in the house, they forgot they were in Winder. So I thought it was a really great compliment. And then someone else had mentioned it's like walking into a Hallmark movie. And I thought, well, I'll take that. But we do, to try to, it is historical, warm coziness to it, farmhouse,
Very
light
much.
colors, and certainly around the holiday times, especially Christmas, it takes me about 6 to 8 weeks to completely decorate. So while we've got a couple of
Wow.
skeletons outside, we're decorating for Christmas inside.
You're getting ready.
It takes a bit.
I love
It is. You're correct. It's so warm and inviting. That's what you love. I mean, you walk in and you just feel so good.
When someone comes into your home, because again, this is our home. We do live on the premises.
Right.
And so it's our home, and so you want to make it inviting. When you walk in, you just want the ambiance of it, the color, the smells. You want it to be fragrant, and so welcoming and inviting. I'm very big on cleaning, so we've got to make it look, not just decorative. It looks like you're walking into something luxury, and we did.
It does.
We had a guest once mention once that it felt like a boutique hotel. And we're like, okay, well, we'll take that too. We want whoever comes to our home, and it is a place away, whether it's a staycation, visiting family, etc. We want you to feel welcome. We want you to feel relaxed, and then you can just enjoy yourself, because sometimes when life gets so busy, you just need to go somewhere and unwind and relax.
Exactly.
You had me at Hallmark movie.
Oh, man. And she is not exaggerating. I'm telling you. It's
Yeah.
just phenomenal.
And it's complete, Vicki and Lydia, complete with a concierge kitty.
Yes.
And so that is Jericho. Jericho is about 5 or 6 years old. He's a gray tabby. And we jokingly put that in the welcome message when someone books, that if he does not greet you, please let us know, because that's his one and only job. And
He must do the job.
he does it, and he does it very well. And sometimes we'll get a guest kind of message me and say, hey, does somebody else have Jericho tonight? Because they want to, have a little bit of cuddles with Jericho. So, but he's
I
a
love
really
that.
great cat. He greets everybody, walks them to the door. It's really good.
Oh, I love
it.
that. When Lydia and I have been doing this podcast, one of the things we do is we send out a sheet and ask you guys what you'd like to talk about. I found something interesting on your sheet, and I would love for you to expand on it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
It's the little things that become the big things.
That's true. So I think all throughout my life, different things that Dan and I have been through, it's the small things. And so whether that's through hospitality, it's through giving of ourselves throughout the community. We were foster parents for many years, and we have 11 total children.
Yes.
And so taking that on it's the small things that a lot of people don't think about, but then that becomes a big thing in other people's lives. It's a simple hello. It's making you feel that you belong. And so to us, being host, and we want to be gracious host, not just in our home, but also in our community. And so extending that, hug, or just spending time talking with someone, it's the small things that means a big deal to them. And so that's just, several examples of why I put that in there, because it is the small things. It's not that, coming from a corporate world, and I know a lot of our people in the community have been there, it's not so much about the expensive house, the expensive trips, the cars, et cetera. I mean, those things are nice, but it's the small things. It's getting to know your neighbor and your friend.
And you're so correct. And we may think it's a small thing, right, Lydia? And
True.
it could be a huge, major, big thing to somebody else. And you don't know what somebody else is going through. So that small thing could be exactly what they needed that day. And I love that.
Yep.
I love that you put that on your list. I thought that was really
I
interesting.
love that too.
Yes. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Whenever we have an electrical issue here at the Northeast Studio, there's only one guy I trust to fix the problem, and that's Ross Hendricks with All County Electric. Fully licensed and insured, serving Northeast Georgia for over 40 years. From fixing DIY mistakes to designing custom lighting, All County Electric is the one to call. Tell 'em, Ross.
Hey, this is Ross with All County Electric. Quality detail guaranteed. 678-858-1132 or the office at 770-867-4232.
Darlene, how long have you been in Winder?
Oh my gracious. Let's see. At least we've had the home for about 6 years.
You have made such a difference in Barrow County. You have been a light to a lot of people. You know, you walk into a room and people instantly smile. I love it. I mean, that's just so unique for you. And so you make a difference. And you go out and actually make the difference for not only our community, but for our businesses. Mm-hmm. And that's something you should be very proud of.
Well, I appreciate that, Vicki and Lydia. We do try really hard to make a difference. And again, not just personally, you know, in our home life with our children, grandchildren, but in our community, because you live in your community. For those that go away to work every day, but we live and work in our community. We want to make a difference in others' lives. We've from the very beginning, that was our motto, so to speak, you know, just wanting to make a difference. And so it's important to network, to help others out, to bring people together that maybe before they didn't make that connection, and just to make their lives better, just a little bit better. If we could do that, we've accomplished great things.
And you have. You really have.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
And that's beautiful. You know, I just got my one and only grandchild. Now, you have 11 children. How many grandchildren do you have, young lady?
So far, 9.
Wow. 9. I'm so
far,
jealous.
because you never know.
Never know. I love it.
And some of them come and stay the summer with you.
They do. And we've got several, obviously. One in particular, as a matter of fact, it just happens to be her 6th birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday. Oh, I told her happy birthday.
You did, Miss Adeline. Red hair, just like Mimi, although Mimi's is turning strawberry blonde. But anyway, she's definitely a redhead. And then we do have several others, Grace and James, Liam, and Clayton, that all live in the area in Aaliyah. So we have several others that are obviously out of state. But yeah, we do. They come to visit Mimi and Papa at the farmhouse. So we say on the other side of the farmhouse, obviously our private area. We share that with folks in the community just to let them know that, you know, there is a personal side to us.
Yes.
Yeah,
You know?
I love it.
Yes. Well, you have been an ambassador for the Barrow County Chamber. You have gotten involved. We love that about you. Matter of fact, you play a pretty big part in the Barrow County Ambassador Program. You are the one that keeps us straight.
You keep everyone straight, right?
Yeah, I try to. So right now, obviously, I'm the vice chair. So next year, and that's going to be in a few months, I will be the chair of the ambassadors. Coming from that business background, it really is important to make it easier for everyone, because we all have small businesses or businesses to some degree. And whether we have that personal time to put it on the calendar, et cetera, I always believe in working smarter, not harder. And so if I can extend that to my business friends and folks, that's absolutely what I'm going to do. So anything that within systems, you know, automatic texting, emails, things like that, just to help us in everyday life.
And oh my gosh, people, that is not my forte. And Darlene knows that. So she comes in once a week, sits at my desk, and makes sure that the ambassadors all know everything that's going on and when it's going on.
Oh, I love it.
And I appreciate that.
I try.
You succeed. So we thank you for that. We thank you for being the ambassador that you are. I remember when I met you, you walked into the chamber and you're like, okay, I think I need to join the chamber. And you came back into my office. We sat down and we discussed it. Not only did you join, but you jumped in with both feet. And we have benefited from it greatly.
Well, you know what? That's a mutual feeling, and it should be that way. So I thank you for that, Vicki, very much.
Well, good.
We are happy to have you. Yeah. What else does she have on her list, Vicki? Did we cover it?
Community focus. I think we kind of did.
We did.
But what is your passion, Darlene?
making a difference in other people's lives. Absolutely. And that kind of goes hand in hand with the small things become the big things. I did do the campaign for the Board of Education. It was about making a difference in a child's life. Well, that's not really new to me or us, because when you take on fostering and adopted children, that is you're taking the small things, making them the big thing, but it's community involvement, because it's not just doing that one thing. It does expand throughout their lives, throughout your life. We should be active members of our community. So that's one of the things that's, like I said, is really important to us. We get to know the business, the folks, the families that come into the Fox and the Farmhouse. We just want to make that difference. And even if you left so much happier and freer and lighter when you've left, then again, that's important. That's making the difference.
I love it.
That's true. That's
true.
Very true. I've got grandchildren. You've got grandchildren. Lydia has 3 children.
I do.
And so, we're all involved with our community. And that's what makes our community so great. With everything that's been happening, we've really relished in the fact that we are Barrow strong. And we are here for each other. And that to me is everything.
It is. I think every member, as a matter of fact, Dan and I were talking about that, obviously, over the last week. Everybody in the community has that opportunity, and it really is up to us to take that opportunity to reach out. If we're able to have family members stay with us, if we're able to volunteer to stuff bags or whatever it may be, every member in the community, I absolutely see everybody doing something for the community, and that is amazing. It's a small town, but it's got a big heart.
Yes.
Talking about the small things being the big things, it's a lot of little small things that have made it.
Yes.
Just helping here and there, everyone came together.
All right. Well, do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
I don't think so, Vicki and Lydia. I think we've covered. I really do appreciate you having me on the show.
Thank you for being here.
And I just hope I was able to make a difference.
You make a difference every time you're somewhere.
Everywhere you go.
Yes, you really honestly do. And we love that about you. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Darlene from the Fox and the Farmhouse. A big thank you to our sponsors, All County Electric, Linda, Ross, y'all, you're amazing. To the Northeast Studio and the boss man, Tommy Jennings, for allowing us to do this. We are Barrow Strong. For Lydia, I'm Vicki. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Building your next dream home? How about custom lighting to match? The guy to call for your next custom lighting design is Ross Hendricks with All County Electric. Fully licensed and insured, serving Northeast Georgia for over 40 years. An expert in new construction installation and custom lighting design. All County Electric is the one to call. Tell them, Ross.
Hey, this is Ross with All County Electric. Quality detail guaranteed. 678-858-1132 or the office at 770-867-4232.